But that's okay, because both teams are going to draft very, very quickly. John, good to have you back, my good man. How's your 3-minute break?
Pretty good. Unfortunate that it wasn't longer, but we do have this draft screen to stare at what should be the fastest draft we've ever seen, of course, as it is just picking everything else back up again. So nice to relive those moments, Mike. I forget a lot about the draft, so it's good to refresh myself like this.
It certainly is. Of course, the final bans or final picks. Come on, Jstorm. Oh, they probably don't remember the ban. They probably don't remember the exact ban they made.
It's fair enough, right? Like, tend to just clear your mind right then. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that's right. Good work, guys.
Oh, that's right. Matamaman's playing on the other team. We banned Necrophos. Team secret. Go for the Morphling. And we should be into this game number 1 very, very quickly.
You know, it's always nice to have these tournaments in Singapore. Like, I'm sure everyone's enjoying it there. Like, the weather, well, it's tropical, but the food's great. And I did see a couple of towns posting their food. And, I miss that food, Mike. It's been almost a year since I left, and it's the one thing I miss from Singapore. Just great food. I'm sure everyone's enjoying that.
Certainly is a very vibrant country, to say the least. Of course, I went there on my honeymoon, John. Very nice country. Food was delicious. Did go through quite a few of those. You call them hawker centers, right? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the hawkers, yeah.
Pretty darn good, not gonna lie.
Oh yeah. Like, a lot of people always point to chicken rice as being the go-to for Singaporean food. I don't know. I'm much more big with nasi lemak's great. I think for me it's kway teow. Kway teow is just really good. Love those noodles.
Well, do you want to explain what they are, John? I mean, some of us aren't as cultured as you are.
No, there's not enough time to explain. Kway teow is just like fried noodles. Nasi lemak's like coconut fat rice, basically. I feel like it's much more tasteful. Like, chicken rice is great. It's simple. It's everywhere. And I guess in that sense, it really is one of the staples of Singaporean cuisine. But if you can find yourself a good bowl of kway teow, I think you'll never go back.
Thank you for that, John. Always a pleasure to hear your insights on the food in different countries. I know how much you love to talk about food, John.
Oh yeah, it's just me. That's just how I am. Love food. You know?
With that, we do go into game number 1. We do have the correct server this time around, so no more ping issues. Looks like both teams are switching up these lanes a bit. Did see Matamaman. He ran down bot last time around, but he does go straight up top this time. Moo's asking if anyone misses Japan.
Oh,
wonderful.
Speaking of, I mean, Japan is a fantastic country as well.
Oh yeah.
You haven't been there, you definitely should go.
Oh yeah, it's just great. 2020 is going to be crowded, but it's going to be worth the trip. You know what else is worth it, Mike? This game. Like, we're seeing that tri-lane form up down bot this time around. Everyone coalescing there to fight over these runes. So already a bit of a swap out, as you mentioned. Zai probably going to stay in this lane. They do spot out Fear.
Poppy, gonna cop a bit of harassment. Should be alright though. Just back off. So they are going to stick around for those bounties, but the problem is Jstorm has 4 heroes down. As I say that, looks like 9 does start making his way back into the mid lane. Meanwhile up top, Brax and Matamaman having a go at each other, but generally the Ursa wins that matchup. They're not too careful. Well, Secret, they'll run in, they do grab that bounty rune, and now a toss back onto the Disruptor Moo, trying to get out of there. They don't really have the lift right now, they only have the Fade Bolt, but at least they will chase him down, they'll cancel his salve off as well, and mid one should eventually be able to find this Disruptor. And there it is. Poppy the one with the kill.
A bit of a shame that the salve was popped there, so you're going to be starting with much less regen for Moo. Not going to be too happy about that, but he is laning with a Timber Saw. He's probably not going to be running into too much regen issues as this lane goes on.
Yeah, that being said though, he's up against the tri-lane. They'll spot him out again. Moo now going to understand that it's certainly not going to be the easiest of lanes going on here for him. Well, keep eyes on this Disruptor. Matamba Man's courier going down to Fear, it looks like, on the Wyvern. Nice little snipe there from Fear, and of course, with that Arctic Burn, you can get the added range you need to find the kill. Meanwhile, though, while I'm looking at that, Moo does end up going down on the Timbersaw. It looks like mid one did get another nice toss, and Puppey was there again to clean up.
It does take a while for the Timbersaw to really become a menace in that lane, right? Like, around level 3 is when you really see this guy pick up. With his level 1 grabbing of Timber Chain as well, there's just no way you can really survive that early harass. Oh.
Toss back this time around wasn't on the target they wanted. So it looks like they will back off one. So Puppey, he goes up to the top lane. He wants to help Matamba out on the Ursa. Of course, Brax and Fear on that Wyvern and Beastmaster. It's not an easy lane to go up against even for an Ursa. Of course, Puppey's attention is going to be required up here.
Yeah, that should help Matamba relieve a little bit of that pressure he's experiencing. Brax, once he gets a bit more EXP, is certainly going to be leveraging that advantage quite well. So Puppey should just buy him some space here.
Of course, the one lane we haven't really talked about yet, that mid lane, Nisha versing 9, is going heavily the way of 9 on the puck, which we kind of expected. Of course, Nisha doing his best to try and juggle his stats and keep up in terms of last hits, but up against the puck, it is so darn difficult to just sustain in the lane, just due to how high his base damage is.
Yeah, it's going to be rough for Nisha. He is keeping up in terms of last hits at the very least, but 9 should have a much easier time clearing out these waves and leveraging a bit of an EXP and gold advantage for himself.
You can see Nisha, I mean, doesn't really have any regen coming out either. Just going to juggle those stats once again. Nisha, not going to have it easy though. 9 will continue the harassment. We'll have a bottle coming out rather soon on the Morphling. He just needs some more last hits before he picks that up. But unlike the recent puck games we've been seeing, I mean, 9, if this keeps up, should have a fantastic game. He's getting so much darn farm.
Yeah, it's a much more favorable matchup for the puck this time around, and that is definitely something Jstorm can leverage. In fact, all their lanes are going pretty well. In that top lane, again, Matamba Man is having a rough time contesting these last hits. He's always coughing a lot of damage.
It's hard. There's the Arctic Burn coming out, and now Brax will make the chase. Puppey trying to keep him alive, but doesn't really have much regen. In fact, Fear will go ahead and pick up the courier once again from Matamba. Now the Splinter Blast will go ahead and take him out. Brax, he will go down as a trade, but Jstorm's certainly going to be pretty happy with that trade.
For sure. They get the courier, they get the core. They've slowed down this top lane's pace by a fair bit. And Jstorm, they're just kind of keeping Matamba Man in heavy check and causing a lot of issues for this Ursa.
Yeah, Brax, he'll just TP back up, get back to work. Meanwhile, mid, it looks like mid one has had enough of Nisha struggling. He wants to come in and try and help his Morphling out. But now, though, he'll just wait behind the tree line, wait for the perfect moment. 9 did just orb away and will go into salve straight off the bat. Mid one looks like he was trying to get in range for an avalanche to cancel off the salve. It ends up just backing out of there. There's no real point sticking around any longer. And so Nisha will just remain on his own. In fact, he has to be careful about going down right now. He'll continue strength morphing, though. Will survive another day.
Yeah, it's just on the edge here for Nisha. Yeah, this is really the only way he keeps up.
Here, avalanche toss going to be there straight into the Angry Bear. Matamba will clean him up. In fact, it's mid one who picks up the kill on the Tiny. They do find the support Winter Wyvern. They would have obviously preferred Brax, but wasn't really in position for them to get the toss off on him instead. They will be able to secure both top bounty runes and Jstorm. They'll go ahead and pick up both bottom bounty runes.
Yeah, just an even trade so far, and, you know, just a pretty good set of kills for Secret so far. But in terms of last hits, they are kind of middling. I mean, it's fairly even with Jstorm, so all these kills haven't really secured a huge farm advantage for Secret so far.
I mean, you look back down at that bot lane, Moo, he's having a free old time on that Timber now. Meanwhile, mid one, looks like he does go down to Fear, though they are chasing Brax now on the Beastmaster. Matamba really wants this kill. They find Matamba Man on the Ursa. Now Brax going to continue to be chased down, but a nice disrupt there from Moose. Glimpse away onto mid one, stopping the chase, and now Brax will salve up, looking for another target. Will not find it, but the fact that his life is still intact, he's going to be very, very happy with that. In fact, as I say that, Nisha ends up finding 9 on the puck, just by himself.
Yeah, that's a bit of a bait from Nisha, just really well played to find that solo pick on the puck. But this top lane for Secret is really just not working out as well as you'd expect. Like, yeah, you're seeing a bit of a slowdown on Matumba Man. He is still keeping up in terms of last hits, but the amount of resources Secret has been pulling up top to keep him in a good spot, it's a huge commitment, which is something that Jstorm can really leverage around the other lanes.
Mid 1 now, does rotate down bot to try and help in stopping Moo farming, but Moo is more than happy to oblige with mid 1. He's got the Soul Ring up as well as 5 mangoes and 10 sick charges on this Timbersaw. I'm going to go on a whim and say there's probably no point even trying to kill him right now, as he looks like he's unkillable. And he'll just continue free farming this bot lane. Jstorm doing a great job. They've, I dare say, won every lane. You can make the argument for the mid lane as Nisha did pick up the kill on the puck. But even then, 9 is still top of the last hit board. In fact, top lane, Puppy, going to end up going down on the IO. Matumba is still chasing, but 9 is, in fact, Fear is making his way in. They get the roar off, and with that, Matumba will be going down once again. Jstorm, just doing everything right so far.
They're really forcing Secret's hand up top, just forcing all the attention up there, while ensuring that their strong laners can just pretty much freeform in their respective lanes. Granted, the puck has been kept in check by Nisha. He's managed to bounce back a fair bit, but Moo, down bot, he's just toying around with Zai.
Yeah, Zai, there's not much he can do about this. It's almost 2 levels behind now. He will hit that level 6 mark though. So suddenly the Rubik does get a massive power spike. Do they go for this? Matumba, he's going to run in. They do have the lift and they do get the stomp off. The Moo will chain away though, but there's the chain being stolen by Zai, but they don't really have a way to lock him down. Matumba will continue chasing, but here comes the rotations. Moose does get a nice kinetic field off, holding 2 of them in place, and with that, Fear comes in as well with the Splinter Blast and the Glimpse back. Matumba has nowhere to go but down, and he does in fact go down. Zai now going to be chased down as well, and it looks like he's going down as well. It's just perfect rotations out from Jstorm, and Moo, he's just way too tanky to try and deal with right now.
That was a really surprising commitment from Secret to try to find that kill. It's a Timbersaw at level 7. He just has way too much to play with right now in the lane. Even if you have that Ursa, he's just way too under-leveled to take on that Timbersaw right now.
Matumba. Spot out Brax, won't try for that kill. Brax, in fact, is moving forward. Not feeling any fear, this man. Does get jumped on by Matumba, but he'll just taunt and walk away. They just walk over to commit the shrine. Brax is pretty darn low on mana. Goes down a bot lane. The push does continue from Moo. Fear is going to be there to help out. In fact, Fear is at that level 6 mark now, so it does have Winter's Curse. Though mid lane, Nisha does find 9 once again on the puck. Looks like he did just morph into the puck.
Yeah, all Nisha has to do is basically that. Use the magic damage strength of that hero against itself. It actually can't hold up, so Nisha just doing a fantastic job here.
Zai now, trying to go after Fear. Relocate, going to come in as well from Puppy. They did have to commit the Winter's Curse so that Fear could walk away. Secret may treat that as an opening, as they are going to relocate Zai now back up to that top lane where they are going to chase Brax. Though Brax does commit the roar, but Tumba kind of just walk back, and now 9 comes in. He'll clean up Zai, and it looks like Puppy should also go down, and he definitely does. Brax, he'll find a double on the Beastmaster. It's just the same story over and over again. Just no team fights really working out for the side of Secret, though they will at least find Fear in the mid lane. Nisha once again finding another kill just by himself on the Morphling.
Yeah, it's been a lot of back and forth from both teams so far. It does feel like Jstorm is getting the better trades here, and it is showing in the net worth. 2k advantage so far, 8 to 10 minutes in. And they're still basically finding everything they want. Jstorm leading the way in terms of net worth, with Brax up in front. He's already got his Dominator up. He can apply pressure on these lanes. There's a smoke out on Jstorm as well.
Yeah, they haven't got Dream Call available, so Nisha will just be able to walk away. They didn't have Roar either on Brax, but instead of all that, why not just go straight for that T1 mid tower? That's exactly what Jstorm planned to do. So Secret definitely don't want to allow this to just go down for free, but there's so many creeps to take care of right now. Mid one, just trying to get out of range of Brax, who is chasing him down with his balls. Nisha now did waveform in, but he cops the kinetic field and the static storm. Still going to be alright as Fear starts moving in and does have the Winter's Curse available. But nothing will come out of that. Nisha does still manage to safely walk away. And it looks like Secret will manage to hold on to this mid-tier 1.
They did have to rotate a ton of heroes to get that done once again, which leaves the side lanes open, which Mu has leveraged. Just manages to really just force Zai around and having a good time here in the Timbersaw, level 9 already. So in stark contrast to the earlier Timbersaw game, this is a much better start here for Mu.
Definitely is. Cleaning up that jungle now. Was up the top lane, Puppy. Almost getting caught out by Fear. Be alright though, managed to walk away. Tumba, just trying to go straight into that basher. Got a fair bit of gold on him, but he'll probably just wait to be able to buy that mithril hammer. Could be a bit of a play coming out from Secret as they do group up as 3. It looks like they are just there to protect Matumba. Make sure he doesn't get ganked by the side of Jstorm. Of course, with these Beastmaster Hawks, you can keep up so much vision on this dire side jungle. 9. Facing Zai. Does orb in. They do have Mu there as well to help out on the Timber. And there's the Dream Core coming out. You did steal the orb, but it may not help Zai out as he is just still trapped up in this Dream Core. Nice orb away, but it will not lead to anything as 9 does clean him up with his own orb. And now they move into that mid lane where they find the Winter's Curse straight onto Nisha. Then Kinetic Field and Static Storm being thrown out. Do they have the damage output? They certainly do as Puppy also goes down. Now Matumba's been left all alone on that Ursa. He tries to go after 9 on the puck, but it's a hard target, and now they get the Cold Embrace as well. The mid one comes in with the Avalanche Toss, and Matumba starts cleaning up. The Mu will eventually find this bear, and now Brax going to chase mid one down. He has the Roar if he wants, but he doesn't need it. It's going to be a 4-for-2 trade going Jstorm's way. That mid-tier 1 tower not going to be lasting very long whatsoever for Secret.
This is what we talk about in the draft. Like Jstorm, they've got a draft that really needs to force these fights early, and they certainly have. Secret, they can't respond as well as they should because their team fight's just not that great. It takes a while for all of their heroes to really start coming online here, and Jstorm is certainly pushing that advantage quite well, clearing out all the tier 1 towers, getting themselves a nice 4k lead. They could even take Roche if they wanted at some point.
Make matters worse, you've got both outposts on the side of Jstorm, and it looks like they are setting up for Nisha once again. The Puppy will be around on the Ion. They are going to try and take the outpost away, but this could be disastrous for Secret. But no. 9 will show himself on the puck, and he will just orb away. They will manage to get the outpost, and now 9 forced to commit a Dream Coil on Zai, just to ensure he could walk away from this Rubik. And it will indeed allow him to. Looks like Secret are going to start setting up for that bot T1 push, perhaps. Or maybe not. Maybe they'll just go back to farming in the Dire jungle, or the Radiant side jungle, as Jstorm preoccupy the Dire side jungle. Should be a 2-for-2 trade on those bounty runes as well. Mid one. Gonna be slightly careful as Mu is going to make the chase on the Timber. He'll go for the TP, but the Yules are going to be there from Mu. And with that, Brax, do you even commit Roar? You definitely don't. It's not necessary whatsoever. And that kind of just sets them up for another tier 2 push if they wish.
Definitely does. In case their tier 1 gets pushed down as well, they've got Moose just standing around. In fact, they do TP in the puck. So 9 and everyone else is coming. They're going for Nisha.
Kinetic Field was there, but the waveform was out too quickly. Looks like Zai could be in trouble. He thinks he's going after Brax, but he could be the one that gets taken down as Fear is in the back trying to get in range. And yeah, he got the Winter's Curse off. That means Puppey is going to end up dying, and now the Roar from Brax as well, just to buy him time. He has a TP available. Does he commit it quite yet? He probably won't, as Zai is orbing in, and yeah, they found the Beastmaster. They will be able to surely take him out. Not quite yet, but mid one will eventually clean him up. And it does seem like that kill definitely favored Secret in the end, as they found that core Beastmaster they've been looking for, and that was a lot of gold going away to that Tiny. Though 9 now jumping in onto Nisha. He won't be able to get anything done by himself. He'll just try and run his way out.
Yeah, it's a massive kill going the way of Secret. That is the biggest target they have on Jstorm's side, so managing to take him out is a huge boon for Secret. That does buy them some space as well. At the very least, their tier 2 is not going to be threatened for a bit, and that should allow them some space to farm up for Nisha and Matumba. They already got the Basher up in Matumba. They're working on that BKB next, and once that's up, he should be able to stand and fight quite well.
Yeah, not to mention, you do now have that blink up on mid 1, so you've got this initiation now from the Tiny. Try and turn these team fights around. A lot of big items coming out for Secret. It won't dissuade Jstorm though, as they do get back into the dire side jungle. Keeping vision on Nisha, who is almost at his full Ethereal Blade. Once that's up, suddenly Mu on this Timbersaw doesn't look quite as tanky. Like Jstorm though, they'll continue pushing out that top tier 2. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Mu gonna get bashed up by Matumba. He'll be fine. They are going to chase him down now. Can they find this Ursa? Looks like he is out of range. So it looks like the aim of the game here for Secret is to just drag this game out as long as possible. Nisha, I mean, he's getting pretty farmed up in this Morphling now. 8.1k net worth. Matumba not doing too bad himself on the Ursa. And they are going to be quite problematic once you go a bit later on in this game.
That's the key thing for Jstorm. They've got to leverage this advantage much harder because the heroes in Secret are starting to be online. That E-Blade now up on Nisha. It's going to be an absolute menace if he can get the damage out. And that's just going to be a massive, massive factor for Jstorm because it's not going to be as easy to clean up this Morphling.
Well, they'll find the tier 2 mid tower. Nice pick up there from Jstorm. They also find that top tier 2, so 9 will go ahead and take that out. More map control to the way of Jstorm, and in fact, are they going high ground? It looks like Moo's thinking about it. Yeah, they're going to go for it. Why the hell not? You know you have the advantage. Don't give anything to the way of Secret. Secret right now, they're just trying to force them back by pushing in the bot lane. And Puppey can always just relocate Nisha back if he needs be. And it looks like Jstorm will give up on that top tier 3 push anyway. As I say that, Glimpse back on Zai, he could be in trouble. Just trapped in though, nice toss out from mid 1. He gets roared up, but they're going to be happy they saved that Rubik, or did they as Fear? He got the Winter's Curse off onto the Rubik. So they found it anyway, but the bot lane, the tier 3 going down, and it does go down. Nisha almost taking down Fear in the process. 9 going to come in and try and help out, but there's the relocate straight away from Puppey. And that will allow them to just get out scot-free. Of course, you are going to lose the IO, but who the hell cares about that? You've already found a tier 3 tower for absolutely nothing. Poor Puppey will just go to his death. In the mid lane, however, Secret. Gotta be careful there as well.
Puppey's getting away.
Alright, Puppey got away. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, the silence didn't hit him right in time. The Dream Coil wasn't there.
Zai. Chains away, still in trouble. Mu will be able to find him with the Chakram. And so an 18 to 11, 3k net worth lead. And how did Puppey get away exactly?
He just TP'd. Just teetered himself out and TP'd. The silence was already used. The Dream Coil wasn't there. No ultimates up to stop him, so he just got out. Which is great, but now Jstorm are going to be able to take that Roche at last. That could give them a bit of an advantage in the next fight. They have to always be cautious about that bot window. Like one bad fight, one extended fight, and Secret can just melt the bots out of racks again.
Well, Jstorm, they're taking out the Roshan. They'll pick it up. Aegis going to be there on Mu now, so you've got to kill this Timbersaw twice, and with that, they may just go back to the high ground. So relocate is going to be available though on Puppey, and he's heading straight back down to the bot lane where Nisha is already pushing that bot wave out. Jstorm, they've got a hard decision to make. But as I say that, Moo gets jumped on. Now the relocate. It was all a bit of a bait going on at bot lane. Puppey, he'll come in by himself. He didn't actually bring Nisha, and that's going to allow Moo to get out of there. Nisha does have a TP if he wants. He's going to continue forcing that bot wave in. And Puppey will join him, so they are going to try and force the retreat from Jstorm. Nine will be there to defend, though. It's a matter of whether he's going to be enough. Top wave is being pushed in as well. Moo trying to get the job done on that tier 3 tower. Zai, nice lift though, and Matumman jumps in for a lucky bash in mid one. Gets a toss off as well. He's so tanky, but they do find the Aegis. Meanwhile, at the bot lane, Nisha does find Brax on the Beastmaster. They got Puppey on the IO though. Now, can they find Nisha? Winter's Curse is going to be there, as well as the Glimpse back, as well as the Static Storm and Kinetic Field. It still doesn't seem to be enough, as he is strength morphing though. Nisha, can he get out? He definitely cannot. He does eventually go down. And so Jstorm do manage to hold on to those bot Raxes. Only thing is though, they lost their Timber, they lost the Aegis, and they did not find a tier 3 trade.
This is going to be a massive issue for Jstorm as this game goes on. They have to somehow get their own push going while counteracting the push from Secret. And there's just not enough damage on 9 for him to get that done by himself. So he's going to need a backup of his supports, and when those supports are gone from the push, then there is no push to be had for Jstorm. So Secret, they're starting to reach that point where they are getting a bit stronger, and Jstorm can't quite manage to keep up with that. Especially with all the space given to Nisha. Like, he's just getting a bit too much to handle with just the puck.
Jstorm, what do you do about this?
Ouch.
9 ends up finding Matumman, ends up finding 9 on the puck. Has the full Abyssal up on the Ursa. So you have that guaranteed lockdown now. So they're going to try for even more, as Fear is going to be down there at the bot lane. He may just go for an easy kill into Puppey, and he does do so indeed. The relocate was being channeled, but Matumba was actually out of range for that Winter's Curse. He won't find Fear, however. Meanwhile, at the top lane, Zai getting Static Stormed up. Looks like he should go down, though. Nice toss away from mid one, though. No, it wasn't the nicest. It still got him killed. Nisha, he's the main target. The Dream Coil will be there from 9. Do they have the damage output, though? It looks like they should, as Nisha does end up going down. And with Nisha down in the Morphling, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable to try and push in that top lane.
They don't manage to find Fear as well, so... Oh, no.
Well, they do.
One more jump.
Still, Fear wasted a lot of time, though.
Absolutely. This is going to be a very hard time to defend these tier 3s for Secret. They don't have their big cores right there, and they're going to have to walk back. That could be enough time for Jstorm to secure themselves rats.
Looks like that's what they're trying to do. That mid-tier 3 tower being taken down by Moo. It's a slow process, of course, with the Timbersaw, but he'll eventually get the job done. Now the Necro 3 units coming in, so that does help out quite a bit, though. It looks like they aren't interested in team fight. In fact, never mind, they are. They go straight after Puppey on the IO. Now they jump in. Moose does end up going down on the Disruptor. And with the buyback coming out from Puppey, that's more than enough for them to back off. Looks like they will just be satisfied with that mid-tier 3 going down.
Yeah, it's a good objective to take for Jstorm. They did force one buyback out, so they're not going to be too unhappy about that. And it does kind of even out the game. 23-16 at 25 minutes in. 2k net worth lead for Jstorm. And it's still looking pretty even, I have to say, as time goes on. Secret's just going to get bigger and bigger. Like that teamfight leverage that Jstorm has with her draft is going to taper off. This Timbersaw from Moo, I mean, it's a Timbersaw. At some point, it's just not going to get the job done.
For now, at the very least, Moo is still very relevant on that Timber, but it is a ticking time bomb, it feels. Mid one and Puppey once again looking for a target, though Moose will Glimmer Cape up. They do find him, however, and the Avalanche toss isn't going to be enough. In fact, he commits a Static Storm. Is there going to be follow-up? Yeah, Moo, he's there straight away on the Timber. After that Tiny, though, Matumba, he found Fear on the Wyvern. Meanwhile, mid one still outrunning them, and now they lift up that Timbersaw Moo. He may have overextended, and they do burst him down. Massive pickups there from Secret. as it looked like it was going to be pretty bad for them. In fact, they're chasing for more. They found Fear on the Wyvern. Nisha is there. Adaptive Strike won't really do enough, but Zai is not giving up on the chase, and Fear now has nowhere to go, although he will commit the curse. But with that Ethereal Blade, it is more than enough to put him to sleep.
Yeah, and this is really the point where Jstorm just starts to really taper off. You saw Moo, he just could not get the job done. Now 9.
Trying to split push the best he can. He's still trying to juke and jive his way out of this one. Matumba, does he find him? He definitely does. Secret, do you capitalize now? Do you try to go for a big high ground push? Not really. I mean, nobody's really in position apart from Nisha. But it looks like they're just going to take their time. They're going to keep farming up and just push out these creep waves. I guess, again, there's no real rush for them. There's no reason for them to try and force this issue this early on.
Definitely no pressure there for Secret. They are just going to be scaling up more and more as this game goes on, and Jstorm, they've got to rethink the game plan here. Their 5-on-5 team fight's still pretty darn good, but you are starting to face issues here. Perhaps start gearing up for damage on your puck. That's going to be the next thing to watch out for, and maybe even the Beastmaster. He's going to need some way of getting on and bursting these heroes down, because right now, they're just going to outlast you and outdamage you.
To make matters worse for Jstorm, Matumba does have the BKB up now, just bringing it out on the courier. It looks like Secret are just going to hang around that Roshan pit, just ensure that position is secured. Of course, they will be looking for that next Roshan when it does pop up. Jstorm will have their full team up in about 10 seconds. We're just waiting on 9 on that puck. But Secret are already setting up to try and start this fight very, very early on. In fact, they found Fear on the Wyvern. Nisha, can he just burst him down? Yeah, they certainly should be able to, and yeah, they get it. Now they find the Disruptor as well. Moo trying to get up, but he gets stunned up mid-chain. 9 is in there trying to help out, but it looks like he just wants to get the hell out of there. And Moo probably just understands he's dead at this point. Dreamcore will be committed, but it will not help the cause. And with that, Secret, they still need to take that top tier 2 out, but they'll get it.
The defense is probably not going to be coming out for any of these outer towers anymore, which means that Secret should be able to clear out this map. In fact, they might be able to find a kill if they're lucky.
Yeah, they found the lift onto 9, and Avalanche toss, mid one, he does clean him up. With that, they're going to find quite a lot of this map. There's that tier 2, and immediately they run towards that tier 3 tower. Nisha will take that out very, very quickly. Do they back off? It looks like they'll just relocate Puppy out, as he was on a timer anyway. In fact, they do end up backing out, so they're not going to risk anything once again. They had a double damage on Nisha, so I thought they may just continue going for that high ground push, but again, the Roshan is actually up. It was a very early respawn, so they do go ahead for that instead.
It's a safer play. There's no rush for Secret here. Jstorm, they're not even able to contest this one. They don't have all their heroes up. It's going to be a quick rush going away of Secret, and now you have to deal with 2 lives on Nisha and a cheese on Matumba Man.
Secret now, seemingly having no fear. We'll go ahead and take down that top Radiant Shrine. Again, these structures just melt to Nisha on this Morphling. Oh, 9. Matumba is TPing in on the Ursa. He does manage to get the outpost, but Matumba will just go ahead and take it straight back. It looks like that 30-minute mark is not going to be too pretty for Jstorm, as they are going to get denied all that experience from these outposts, as well as pretty much every bounty rune. Like Secret will just take all 4 of them.
That just really widens the gap here. 23 to 25, but a 12k network lead now for Secret. And it's just so hard to play against that.
Glimpse and Kinetic Field out onto Nisha. Did force out the relocate from Puppy, just preemptively, and I think they know where Puppy is. In fact, yeah, they do. So Puppy just gonna have to die for his insolence here. Kinetic Field will come down. Puppy has nowhere to go. I suppose they do find a nice little support pick for themselves. Definitely not the biggest deal for Secret, though. They can always just keep pushing out the other lanes, and that is exactly what they're doing. Tumba, he just pushes out the bot lane. They push out the mid. And I don't believe Jstorm will actually have a chance to push out this top lane to the Raxes.
No, it's just way too hard. They want to clump up as 5, they want to find these big team fights, find a couple of pickoffs and translate that to an objective, but Secret's been playing right. They've been splitting up, ensuring that that can't happen, man. Just all the pressure on a map, there's not enough from Jstorm to leverage there. They don't have enough damage individually to really force Secret back here.
Secret are taking their time though. Look at that net worth graph, John. I mean, it just dipped. Jstorm had it for about the first half game, and then suddenly Secret just started dominating this game. So we have a look at that win probability, and it was around 75% the way of Jstorm, but now it's about 86% the way of Secret. Jstorm still looking for a way back into this game. Mid one actually going to find a disruptor now. Moose still surviving though through the avalanche toss. Glimpse back onto mid one, but that kind of helps him out. Still, Glimmer Cape TP should be successful, but there's a sentry ward, and no, Zai will be there to lift him up, and he does eventually go down to Nisha on the Morphling. And a roar there from Brax. Matumba was continuing to chase with Puppey. Does force out the roar usage, and now perhaps they might go for high ground, understanding that roar is not going to be available.
It's a massive piece of the kit of Jstorm just being taken out. The high ground defense is still pretty darn strong. You have to always be cautious about that Winter's Curse from Fear, so there is still some apprehension to be had here, but it's still going to be a fairly straightforward push.
Nisha actually falling very, very low. The Matumba will take the front lines now. Do go after Moo once again on the Timber. In fact, he's melting quite quickly, but there's the Cold Embrace coming out. Fear waiting for his Winter's Curse opportunity, and now 9. He'll jump in as well. Nisha falling very low. The Dream Call does come out still, though. Matumba, he continues moving forward. He just doesn't care. He's buying space for his team, and he'll eat the cheese. He'll back the hell out. They glimpse him back, though. He's going to need some help. Kinetic Field will be there. He jumps out of it, though. Matumba does eventually go down. His team has given up on him. Secret did not feel confident enough to continue moving forward. They may have found Zai though, as he cold embraces himself, I believe, and does go down.
Yeah, a bit of a messy engagement there from Secret. They did expend a couple of big things there. The Cheese is gone, the Aegis is gone. Really good defense from Jstorm, just managing to leverage that fight for themselves, and they do get to keep their high ground for another day. Kind of narrowing down that net worth lead as well, down to 10k, 26 to 26, at around 34 minutes in. So there are still signs of life here for Jstorm if they get the right engagement. Now they've got to get all of the right initiations going, they've got to isolate key heroes at the right spot, and that's how you really start cleaning up, although...
Finds mid one. Didn't really have any help to back him up. They weren't close enough. Go up to the top lane. Mid one is already there clearing the creep wave, but now 9 jumps in with the Dream Core. He only found Puppey, but that's an important pickup, and they do find him. The immediate buybacks do come out though. Jstorm. You continue forcing this issue. Looks like for now they will take the dire side jungle for themselves. They will not attempt to capitalize whatsoever on that buyback from Puppey at all. Of course, they are still very behind in this game, but they're slowly clawing their way back into it. 7k net worth lead for Secret now, so it is going down slowly but surely. Looks like both teams are probably just going to wait out the next Roshan.
It's a fair enough point to make, like Secret after those few bad engagements. Probably we just want to regroup, recapitalize, and try to find a couple more items before jumping back in. So they want to get a bit bigger on Nisha and Matumba for forcing another fight like that, which is fair enough. They understand their heroes do have that scalability for themselves, and Jstorm, they want to find the right opportunity to take these fights. I think they're probably going to be depending on that Roche much more than Secret is, so it's somewhere they are going to have to fight very hard for. They don't want to give that up to Secret. They need to be able to secure that objective for themselves, because they are still playing at a bit of a disadvantage here.
Well, looks like they are going to start pushing out that top lane again. We found a nice ward up on the cliff there. Brax will go ahead and take that out himself. Secret, not really in a position to defend this top lane, apart from Zai, of course, on the Rubik. But they have pushed out that bottom lane once again, so Jstorm, they have to be very careful how far they push this. They do find that tier 3 tower up the top lane, and that'll pretty much be it. Just taking it slow once again. Roshan, still a while away before we find out when he is respawning. Both teams just not willing to risk anything. I mean, you've almost got an Eye of Skadi up on Nisha anyway, so there's no real reason to try and force these team fights. At least wait out the Eye of Skadi before we go again for Secret.
Definitely. Like, again, there's no rush for Secret. At very least, they don't feel the need to rush through here. It's almost the same story for Jstorm, right? Like, they're building up on their puck, queued up that Mjolnir, and once that's up, you have a lot more ways to deal with a split push with a puck. Like, they can definitely deal with waves much easier when that happens. So, just gonna be waiting for those tools to be up and running before anything else happens here.
She also got the Scythe of Vice that'll be coming out on Mu soon. I mean, I say soon, he's still a while away, but he's got 3.7k in the bank account. That Scythe of Vice is going to be very effective in taking Nisha down that Morphling. Can't forget as well, 9 is approaching that level 25 mark, so he could go for the 420 gold or the Dreamcore Rapid Fire. Looks like he may be going for the Rapid Fire with that Maelstrom, just dish out a hell of a lot of damage, but once you get level 30, you get both of them anyway. We'll see what he does end up choosing. Is that Eye of Skadi being completed up? Nisha, though, won't really be willing to teamfight until he has buyback gold available, of course. So, back to safe farm for him. Meanwhile, Jstorm, they've smoked up as 4. They may have found a target in Matumba who's running straight towards them. Chain in from Mu, he spots him out now. Smoke does end up breaking Matumba. How do you get out of this one? Winter's Curse will be there, and I think he is just going to end up dying. As the rest of Secret aren't really around though. No, he just BKBs away, but there's that Aghanim Scepter Dream Core coming up from 9. Still Matumba somehow alive throughout all this, and Puppy now coming in to try and help out. Still, can they take him out? They eventually do. Puppy wasn't able to kill him, keep him healed up long enough. Well, Secret, you really want to keep fighting this mid one. Gets glimpsed back. Jstorm thinking about it. Nisha, meanwhile, morphing into that Winter Wyvern. Mid one falling very, very low, but Puppy keeping alive throughout all this. And now, well, Mu, he's starting to fall low to Nisha on that Morphling. 9 will continue moving forward as the puck. Looks like Nisha is still manning up against Mu. Zai now will jump back in. Fear, he's been left alone on that Wyvern. Still Jstorm not going to leave any man behind. And still, neither team has really found anybody quite yet. Nisha now cancelling off a TP towards that outpost, and Zai still trying to run away on the Rubik. Looks like he will perhaps manage to get away as they don't have the vision. And yeah, he manages to get out somehow. And Secret, they don't lose anything, John, but they managed to buy a hell of a lot of time for Matumba Man to respawn.
Yeah, that definitely does pay off for them. Still, not the way you want that exchange to go. There is a bit of downtime now, as Jstorm did have to expend a couple of spells, although it took so darn long that the spells are all back up.
Now the rotations to that northern outpost. Jstorm, they want to try and go for a kill onto Zan, this Rubik. There will be a blink in 9. Once again with the Dream Call start though, Nisha will waveform forward, and now mid 1. Avalanche Toss is there onto Fear. They want that Wyvern gone, but the Roar is there on Nisha. Now Mu just controlling up the supports on the back line. Still nobody dying, and now Winter's Curse. 2 of them in fact. Static Storm Kinetic Field being dropped on Nisha, but another Winter's Curse coming up, this time from Zai. He'll turn it around on some moves. Nisha, though, falling quite low, but not low enough yet, as he is morphing his way to victory. He'll just run out of there, and Puppy will heal him up, in fact, relocate him out. Now Mu being left alone on the Timber. In fact, I say that, but 9 thinking about coming back in. Mid 1, not giving up on this Timbersaw kill quite yet. And here comes Matumba Man. They do end up finding Mu. And Secret just dancing around the side of Jstorm before finding 2 of their heroes.
Yeah, that's just a massive back and forth there. In the end, Secret going to be very happy with that exchange. They got a massive spell steal there as well, although Zai is forced to kind of swap that out for the Whirling Death, which is fair enough. This should allow them to get a bit of a push going on that top lane. They still have all the tools available on their side, but Jstorm, they're going to be able to defend fairly soon as well. They're going to have to wait for that Winter's Curse to be back up in Fear, but once it's back up, they could still hold this high ground with one well-timed spell use.
Yeah, but it looks like they don't have much time. Rax is being attacked by Nisha now. Nisha will leave it at halfway though. Doesn't want to risk anything. Of course, they assume the buyback is there on Mu, which it is. Well, Nisha finding himself a nice little spell prism. Give that away to Zai on the Rubik, and, well, Roshan's available, so why the hell not just go for that instead?
That's going to be a massive win for Secret. This is something Jstorm really, really needed to contest. And unfortunately, they were pushed in, so it's going to be a free Rosh once more for Secret. And that's going to be the Aghanims as well onto Zai.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, he's going to be much more scary now in these team fights.
We talked about in the draft phase, John. Once that Axe is up on the Rubik, he can literally steal every spell he needs, assuming that they're not within the 2-second time bracket of the spell steal. We'll find out. Secret looking so darn strong again. 18k net worth lead at 41 minutes in. Dota Plus, it was going back up the way of Jstorm, but now changed its mind and it's back the way of Secret. 83% their way, in fact.
Yeah, it's been back and forth, and Jstorm has been holding out quite well despite the massive net worth disadvantage they now carry. It feels like they've stalled the game long enough for 9 to almost come back into play. They might get a good pick off on Matimba as well.
Winter's Curse to start. I believe he does have help there in mid 1, and yeah, he does, but the Static Storm and Kinetic Field, though, mid 1, Avalanche in, still not helping out enough, but here comes the Cavalry, though. The Dream Core is amazing. Still Nisha willing to man up and fight. It looks like they will find one in the form of Matumba, but now Brax loses his life. Still, they're trying to get 9. The Roar was stolen from Zai, and they will turn it around. Moon now just trying to get the hell out of there. Fear, what did he actually steal away? It was a Splinter Blast. Fear will go down on the Wyvern, and Zai is not done. He'll continue chasing. Looks like Mu will TP away, or rather Moose will TP away. Mu is still trying to fight up and try and turn this one around. In fact, they get the side device off onto Zai now. Mid 1 trying to run away, and looks like he should be successful in doing so. A 3-for-2 trade to the way of Secret. It may not even be over yet, as Secret are still hanging around. Jstorm are not. They will back off.
It's a pretty big win still for Secret in the end. They do manage to force that buyback out from 9, so he's not going to be very comfy for the next 7 minutes if he does fall. That's a massive piece of Jstorm's damage. In fact, most of your team fight really hanging on this puck. Once you take 9 out now, it's going to be a very easy time to take that high ground.
We're starting to see a lot of those big neutral item drops as well, John. We're at that 40-minute mark now where they do start getting quite dangerous. In fact, I believe I saw someone pick up a Havoc Hammer, which does seem pretty darn strong. Looks like they have given it to the way of Timbersaw, so Mu will pick that up, and it's going to really allow him to survive a lot longer in these team fights, I'm sure. Well, as dish out quite a bit of damage. Wait, how much damage is this Havoc Hammer going to deal?
175 plus whatever strength you have, so that's maybe about 300 damage.
It's not too bad.
It's pretty nice to have at the very least. I think the control is a much bigger factor, and the slow, so a lot more utility onto Mu now. And he does play dead center anyway with the Timbersaw, so you're going to get a lot of value from knocking people back and getting that slow off.
Well, we're going to find out in a second. There's a smoke from Secret. They know where Jstorm are. Jstorm, though, or kind of smoked up themselves. It will wear off. They'll go for the outpost. That'll confirm for Secret exactly where Jstorm are. In fact, they do go after Brax now. Nisha just trying to burst down this Beastmaster. He won't quite get there, and there will be a TP away from him. Meanwhile, in the back, it looks like everyone being controlled on the side of Jstorm. They're losing heroes quite fast as Fear should go down. They've lost Moose. Matumba did lose his life on the Ursa though. Now they go after Zai on that Rubik though. The 4-star Zai being thrown around like a ragdoll. Mid one though, Avalanche toss coming out onto Moo. Still, he will have it hammer his way away, but it won't be that effective as Nisha gonna hold him down. Chains gonna allow him to get out of there. They've changed their mind. They want 9 instead. Back Brax now. Gonna TP back in with the Raw. Straight onto Puppy, who BKB'd up. They do manage to find mid one on the Tiny, but do they keep going? Nisha, he's not done yet, but the relocate is there from Puppy, and it looks like that will be enough. And so Jstorm, once again, managing to hold out. They do get a 2 for 3 trade if you don't include the buybacks that were expended. Make that a 2 for 4.
It's a really good fight for Jstorm. They did have to expend a buyback, so they're going to be very vulnerable in the next set of fights if Secret plays their cards right. It's pretty scary to see Nisha shift into that Winter Wyvern. He's always targeting that Winter Wyvern to morph into to get that added range, and god, that's just silly.
Now the buybacks have to come out from Secret. Aegis expiring as well to make matters worse. Nisha won't have that security blanket available for him. They'll get the range rats. Be the first one of the game going down. Now the side device is there. In fact, they get the Dream Core as well. It's a lot of damage coming out of this puck. 9. They'll glimpse him back, though no kinetic field to hold him in. Jstorm, they got the range racks. They almost found the melee barracks, but it looks like they'll just leave it be. They got the buybacks that they wanted as well, and it looks like that'll be the end of that. They'll back off once again, though there is a relocate onto Fear, but he's glimmer caped up and they don't have the detection available. So he'll just be able to TP out of there.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate for Secret, but Jstorm, they're holding out really well. They take the first actual racks of the game so far. Granted, it's just a range racks, still a good objective for them to take. And they still have a lot of fight in them. Like the puck now, level 25 talents up, Dream Coil, Rapid Fire. The damage is going to be pumping out fairly well now. You've also got a lot of range on moves, so he's going to be very hard to catch out. And all of this is playing together for Jstorm to manage to hold out really quite well. Secret, they've got to clean up their fights. They've got to be able to focus down on the right targets like they were earlier on. It just feels a bit scattered right now.
There's just so many hard targets to go for, though. It just seems like they're just juking and jiving everything Secret throws at them.
Ooh.
Leveler coming out.
Yeah, that's scary in the puck. You have to consider the Dream Coil is there, so that added attack speed just gives so much more to the damage output of 9.
Yeah, he's certainly getting to that point now. Of course, he did go for the Dream Core Rapid Fire, but in about 3.5 levels, he's going to have the extra gold as well to make matters worse for Secret. This draft from Secret, I mean, we were talking the whole game about how it's stronger in the late game, but when we talk extremely late game, it does seem like Jstorm may have the advantage with this puck.
A lot of it's really riding down to Nisha being able to do what he wants in the middle of these fights. And if he doesn't manage to shotgun someone key and take them out of the fight straight out, it doesn't feel like he does enough initially to clear out the strength of Jstorm. Like we saw it last time when he tried to jump the Beastmaster. He tried to jump Brax, didn't manage to quite clear him out. So he wasted a lot of time in not finding that kill. The rest of Jstorm focusing his teammates, and he just became isolated.
Can't forget, as time goes on, we may end up seeing those tier 5 items out of the jungle, so God only knows what's in store for us there. If this game goes on that long, but it certainly is approaching to those later stages. Seems like they've got so many ways of controlling Nisha up now on this Morphling as well. Even Fear has the Prince's Knife, so he does get a nice little 1.5 second hex. The bot lane, looks like they do find Moo on the Timber, and he has no help around him, which should mean he just dies here, but we'll see if he can juke his way out of this one. He does get lifted up, and it looks like they should have the damage output, though I say that he still managed to survive all this. Now chaining away, they've lost Puppy, but it will not matter. We'll find the kill onto a massive Timbersaw. And Nisha now forcing in this bot wave, trying to force them back. In fact, never mind, they're going for a team fight. They found Fear on the Wyvern. He'll Glimmer Cape up and go on top of the cliff. Meanwhile, Nisha now trying to chase after 9. They'll go after the Wyvern instead. Fear is the much easier kill. So Secret, 2 kills their way. Maybe 3. Matumba, he found another. That's a massive pickup on the puck. No buyback available on 9. This could be a huge opportunity for the side of Secret.
It definitely is. Unfortunately, the buyback is going to be back up in around 6 seconds. So they do have that option for 9, but it would have been very scary if this fight took place earlier. And unfortunately for Secret, they're not going to be able to leverage that too much. The buyback is going to be there. They are still working their way towards that high ground, though, so they're going to try to force something out.
Now Daedalus is there on Nisha. He's got it on the courier right now. He's going to be hitting very, very hard on this Morphling. Waveform down to the bot lane where they do go after those exposed racks. The buyback will be there from 9, so now the team fight should start. The Daedalus does come in, but 9 gets in there, gets the silence off, but it will not bother Nisha as he moves forward. Waveform's back now, but Brax can't afford to lose his life like this. Static Storm, Kinetic Field, trying to protect this Beastmaster, but it looks like he is going down, and does. The buyback is available though, and they've lost mid one on the Tiny now. Secret, where you headed next? They'll go to the mid racks. Nisha, Lincoln's been broken, he'll get glimpsed up. Who's there as well? Moo, how long can you hold this? They'll get the silence off onto Morphling and they'll hex him up as well, but Nisha is still surviving. He is low, but he's going to make his way out of here now with Puppy. They'll heal him up all the way. And again, while they found 2 racks, Secret not really able to fully commit all the way to that high ground push. They still got what they came for, essentially. Only 1 rack's left up at the top lane, and the Roshan's available.
They force out a pretty big buyback as well. A couple of buybacks there, so it should make their next push much easier. With this Roshan, as well as you mentioned, they have that refresh now. So they've got a lot more in their kit. Although
That's fine, Nisha. Hex is going to be there as well as Kinetic Field. Can they hold him down long enough? There's a Static Storm as well. This Morphling loses the Aegis immediately, and now the Winter's Curse. They found Puppy on the IO. Hold him down as long as possible. Raw will come out on Matumba though. Moo, he misses the chains. They need to help him out now. He can't afford to die like this. Cold Embrace will hold him down at least a little bit. Heal him up. Matumba being controlled up, but he will enrage. Moo, meanwhile, still looking pretty darn healthy on the Timber, and now the Roar comes out from Brax. They found this Ursa. Do they have the damage? The Hex is there. Puppy trying to get him out of there. The relocator will not be enough. The Yules just in the nick of time, and now Puppy trying to get out of there as well. Moo, though, doesn't want to fight against Nisha. He jumps back in with the puck silence. Nisha just going to kite him around as Brax does get lifted up, but Puppy almost getting melted by Moo. Not quite yet, though. The Hex will come out onto Nisha again, but it looks like they may have found the dieback on Brax. He'll try and TP out with the Glimmer Cape. Does he make it? He does indeed. They don't have the detection. Still, though, they got the dieback on 9. And that should be enough for them to try and go for those Mega Creeps.
definitely. Not having that puck is going to be big. It does take away a lot from this defense. They have to watch out for that Winter's Curse from Fear, though. It's going to be back up in about 6 seconds, so they've got to watch their spacing here. Otherwise, Jstorm can still hold out a bit.
Well, they'll get the melee barracks. One more to go. Yule's up on the Morphling. Now the Static Storm Kinetic Field once again. They're controlling Nisha up, but he is still surviving quite easily, although he's starting to fall low. Pops the BKB. They found Brax on that Beastmaster. Die back on him, and now the Winter's Curse being thrown out onto Moo. Just control up that Timbersaw as they do surround him now. And Moo, well, he gets a cold embrace for his trouble, but it looks like he should be going down here. And here comes Mid One, throwing Fear in there as well, just for good measure. Ensure that Dragon is dead. Mid One has nowhere to go. He will go down. Buyback immediately on him, but it's only him and Moose left. And unfortunately for them, the GG has been called. As Mid One now going into the fountain gets a toss off onto this Disruptor. They won't be able to find another pick off, but it doesn't matter as Secret will manage to pull off